Hey everyone, Warwick's here. So I promised you a second video because of my lateness on Man of Constant Sorrow's video. Uh, I just got done recording the next Home Free video. Now I'm recording this one, so I'm just doing these back to back, which is where you're gonna see in my shirt. Combo hasn't changed at all. So I promised you a second one. I wasn't originally going to do this song because but based off the title, it didn't feel like something that was going to really interest me. But after my little scheduling fail, I decided to go ahead and do this song as well as the next Home Free song, which is The Gambler. And strangely, I've kind of gotten excited for this. I have no idea what to expect from this video. I do not know this song at all. I don't know if this is original or if this is a cover. I imagine it's a cover. It's featuring Cardona, and I know they've done stuff with Omar Cardona in the past. I'm assuming there's some relationship there, probably brothers. Based on the thumbnail, they looked very alike. So I'm really excited to get into this. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me. Just a quick about me. I was a percussionist in high school, as drummer and drumline specifically, and just a guy that really loves music. I'm not a professional singer. I'm not a producer, mixer, anything like that. Like, I have no connection to the music world other than just being a huge fan of it all. So I like to think of myself almost as like an intermediate where I know enough musical theory and enough like technique in terms of like music technique and a little bit of vocal technique to where I can kind of point those things out and recognize them, but I'm not going to be able to do like the super nerdy in-depth breakdown. If you're looking for those, Peter Barber, Charismatic Voice, Mortius, Maggie Does Music, all those folks, I would strongly recommend you go check them out because they're going to be the more technical side of things. I'm more of a guy that just likes to listen to these videos and then to point out what's cool about them. So that's a little bit about me. Because I've never seen this video before, we're going to watch it all the way through, and then we're going to go back and talk about what I think is really cool. So without further ado, we're going to do I Can't Make You Love Me by Voice Play featuring Cardona.
Turn down the lights, turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me, tell me no lies, just hold me close. Don't patronize, don't patronize me, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't hear. In the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I feel the power, but you won't know. You won't, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. No, if you don't. No, if you don't. I'll close my eyes, and then I won't see the love you don't feel when you're holding me. No, the morning will come, and I'll do what's right. Just give me till then to give up this fight, and I will give up this fight. can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart and I'll feel the power, but you won't. No, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. If you don't.
Oh, wow. Oh, sorry, I wasn't expecting to cry today. God. Oh, that song hit me much harder than I was expecting. Um, very much hit me much harder than I was expecting. I won't explain why. It's a story for a different time, but wow, that was beautiful. It was soulful. Uh, for me, a little bit painful. Um, Jesus. Okay. I have to go back and break that down, so I'm gonna need a second. For those of you that are here watching just for the reaction section of it, it's probably the end of the video. Sorry that it's not, I probably should have expected this because VoicePage released a lot of stuff that is meant to be fun or epic and, make you smile, make you laugh, make you have fun. And then they come out with this incredibly beautiful and soulful song that just hit me right in the feels and maybe hit you right in the feels. I don't know, but it certainly did me, as you can tell. So yeah, for those of you here only for the reaction, that's the end of the video. Thank you for going through this a little bit with me. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a mess, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. Thank you for joining me. If that's where you're ending the video, let's go back and break this down. I'll try to keep myself together. Maybe pausing it a little bit more will help, but let's go in and do the breakdown. This probably isn't going to be a long one, guys, just because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go through this song a second time and try to do it analytically, but there are a lot of things that I did catch before I started to break down a little bit. Sorry again, but let's go back and listen to it. Yeah, I barely played any notes, but I should have known right off the start we were going to be in for something very, very different when we got mournful looking Jeff. Usually he's got like that slick smile or just that kind of like, we're about to have fun look. And here he's like, I'm about to break your heart. And his bass helps very much in achieving that. As far as the setting goes, I think this is a house they've recorded a few times before at. I think Jeff sang Country Roads on the outside over here. I know they've done a couple of other videos, like when their families were on at the end of the video and stuff like that. So just overall, very, very ranch style house that I think helps this song quite a bit. I mean, they could have done it in a New York City condo, and I think it would have been good because this is a song that isn't setting specific, really, like some of the other stuff that's out there. It's not meant to evoke a certain time period or anything, but for some reason, I just think that they chose the right place for this. Each of them in their own rooms. Jeff basically underneath the staircase. They're in, bedrooms, kitchen, in between two rooms. Just They chose very well. Okay, I know I only paused 4 seconds later, but what I really like they did is normally what you would expect. If these are the tenors and this is Jeff, you would expect them to do this. So like the tenors would go up, Jeff would drop and create a gap, but still harmonize. They did this, where Jeff went up on the bass and the tenors came down, and I really like that. It's a little bit different from voice play. I haven't seen a lot of that in the songs that I've been listening to. Of course, I haven't really listened critically to them. I've been listening to them for fun. Maybe I'll catch it in some other ones when I do voice play next month, but just really like that movement early on. Jeff with a nice little drop there. Sounds like subs. Let me know what note it is because I can't pick it out. I'm going to guess. And maybe it could still be chest. That guy's chest range is pretty deep, but it sounds more sub to me. One thing I do like, and I talk about this in the home free video that is coming out tomorrow when this releases, is that, harmonies. Voice play usually only has 3 people doing harmonies because Lane is doing vocal percussion and then they have whoever's their lead. Here, because they have 5 people and there's going to be no vocal percussion in this, which I think is the first song that I've heard from voice play that does it. I'm sure they've done others in the past, but this is the first one for me. Because of that, he's able to add his voice to these harmonies. Of course, right now nobody's singing a lead line, so it makes their harmonies sound very, very rich, which I really enjoy. I like, I like big, rich chords. The more people you can get in and harmonize, to me, the better. That's why something like in Centuries when they did Heart in the middle of that song, like there's like 12 parts in that. I really dig that type of thing. Here they're doing it with just 5 different parts, but it just sounds really rich, and I just appreciate that. It's not something that you were able to get from voice play a lot because usually they have a few other things going on at the same time.
Turn down the lights, turn down the bed.
So what I really like about what Caesar's doing here at the start, there's 2 things that stand out. One, the soul behind it. It's very soulful, which I really like. The other thing is that he's kind of doing almost like a decrescendo thing, because he's starting off very clear with turn down, and then as he gets down the lights, tuck in the bed. I think that's the line. As he goes down on that, it gets more breathy as he goes down and kind of like pulls back on the sound quality. So it's almost like a decrescendo into like this more breathy tone, which is really nice. I appreciate that sort of way to establish the song in a weird way now that we're getting into the lead line.
Turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me. Tell me no lies.
He does it again right there. Lay down with me. And of course, he adds that little mini riff, which Caesar does beautifully. And then tell me no lies. As he goes into lies, it falls off a lot. So again, really, really nice.
Just hold me close.
Jeff getting really low on that close note. Let me know again. I think it's in subs, but tell me what it is. Note-wise, if you know in the comments, love to know what he gets down to. I'm going to guess D1 subs, but that's just my guess.
Don't patronize. Don't patronize
Building chord there, really good.
me. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel.
Doing a lot with this chorus, actually. So I have to see everyone joining in, but dropping in and out at different parts, slightly different speeds in terms of how fast they're saying each word. So a little bit of like sort of syncopation, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's very, very subtle, but I did catch it, particularly with, I think, Jeff at the bottom. but people dropping in and out on certain words just to let Caesar shine, and then, you know, let that one Caesar word shine, or two words, whatever the case may be, and they're right back in. And then sometimes they're stopping right in the middle of saying words to drop into ums for harmonies again. Like, just really, really cool stuff. A lot going on for a song that you don't think there would be a ton going on. But voice play doing what voice play does, managing to add that complexity without taking away from the overall theme of the song. Really, really well done.
Something it won't hear in the dark. In these,
I know Lane doesn't like to do it a lot, but God, his voice is good. I would love to hear Lane sing more in these voice play covers beyond some of the stuff that he's done. Just give him like a full line where there's like no vocal percussion, or someone's doing something very basic in the background while he just gets a really fun line to go. And then he can get right back into what he loves doing, which is the beatboxing, vocal percussion type stuff.
final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I feel the power, but you won't know. You won't, 'cause I can't make you love.
These are looking like me there in a minute. He's about to cry. Really adding to the visuals of this, where he's very much into it. And this is just something that Caesar does. Like, he gets very into every song that he's a part of, and it is a wonderful quality that I absolutely adore about him. So, again, pointing out the obvious, I guess, here, but sharing my emotions in this moment. I really like that.
If you don't,
Whoa, I missed that the first time. Jeff, listen to the bass in the background.
if you don't, no, if you don't, no, if you don't.
The bell tones from the other two, or three, very nice. A little bit of a Marwan Amen special there with some tones. Jeff's pseudo walking bass. He's climbing, I think, 4 or 5 different notes, and then he drops back down and climbs like 3 or 4 different notes, with the bottom one being the same. So very interesting bass there. Again, that level of complexity that you don't expect, that's kind of hidden and almost takes you by surprise when you're listening to this on a really critical level.
I'll close my eyes.
So EJ, much like Omar, comes in very clear. Just a very clear, distinct voice in terms of just, you know exactly what he's saying, and you also hear exactly how he's singing it note-wise. Very, very good. Really liked his voice, and of course, we see towards the end of the song, he shows it off a little bit, which I really appreciate.
Then I won't see the love you don't feel when you're holding me. No, the more.
Before we get into Ellie's line, Jeff in the background, I don't really have much to say on EJ because it just sounds beautiful, which is what you would expect. Everything that I said before on the last pause, the same. What I was listening to in the background is Jeff doing like another pseudo walking bass line. And it was really interesting to listen to because I don't know if he was trying to, I think everything on this is probably in major. It's my guess, just based off the harmony of the song. But it sounded like he almost was throwing some dissonant notes in there on the bass line. I may be hearing that wrong. Again, I'm not good with note identification, but there's just something about it that really stood out. And maybe it was just a little run, that do 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 do, that kind of the upper end of the like deep bass that he was doing there.
Morning will come, and I'll do what's right. Just give me till then to give up this fight, and I will give up this fight.
Whew, a lot going on there too. So Ellie, I've talked about Ellie in the past being like a rock tenor. Kind of really shows in like, especially in Running Up That Hill, but in some other songs too. Dream On, it really shows. I think it actually works out really well for him here because this is like a ballad in a way, and rock tenor voices singing like power ballad or love ballad type songs for some reason just works incredibly well. You think of guys like Meatloaf, for example, that really do a good job with that. And he does it here. And of course, doing the standard Ellie can hit notes no human on earth can do. It feels like, I'm kidding. It's not true. Not true. Please don't murder me in the comments. But just hitting these really, really nice notes, and EJ and I think Caesar both are matching him there. Which Lane kind of staying down in that sort of lower tenor range, maybe even sliding down into something a little bit lower. But yeah, just really, really beautiful harmonies, getting into these really, really high notes. We're going to wrap up here as I hit play, but just wanted to point out that Ellie's voice is kind of that rock tenor, power ballad style song that this kind of is. Not power ballad, but like a love ballad song. His rock tenor style voice, I think, works extremely well, and it fits this song really, really well.
'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. If you don't. You can't make your heart feel something in a world.
I may be mistaken. It sounds like Lane is kind of dipping down into baritone a little bit with the way he's sitting in the harmonies, because his voice is always distinct to my ears because you don't hear it a ton. But I like that Ellie and Caesar are kind of sitting in a little bit of a lower range, allowing EJ, who's in the higher sort of belt, rock belt, not rock belt, but like ballad belt, I'll call it, in that belting range right now, just gives it that, like, doesn't take away from it musically. It still sounds very harmonious, but it allows EJ to shine, which he's the featured artist here. So he's getting this opportunity to really, really shine, and he's killing it, which I would not expect given who I think he might be related to. But it's just really, really nice to kind of get like these lower end harmonies. We've been getting these really high harmonies, these background harmonies, but now we're getting these like low harmonies that are really blending well with Jeff's bass, so that EJ's sort of like rock belt stuff that he's doing up in the higher range really stands out even more without being, and nothing is like distracting or taking away from anything else, which is, the sign of a great arrangement.
Out here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I'll feel the power that you won't. No, you won't.
Ooh, good low note from Jeff there again, as we expect. Again, not taking away from everything else. It just feels like that's exactly where it's supposed to be. So again, shout out to the arranger. I'm going to guess Lane. Does it say? Let's see. Does it say who arranged this? Oh, Jeff arranged this. Okay. His wife was the production manager on this. Very, very cool. Great job, Jeff. Oh, Caesar. Yeah, Caesar tenor baritone featuring E.G. Cardona. That just happened. That sounds about right.
'Cause I can't make you love me. 'Cause I can't make you love me. No, I can't.
Right there is actually where I started to really like feel it. My emotions got to me. I don't know what it is about Lane's baritone there. It just sounded so beautiful, and it just kind of hit me in the chest. And along with kind of the contents of the song, that's kind of where I started to lose it. So I'm kind of re-listening to this stuff again here.
Can't make you love me. 'Cause I can't make you love me.
Well, I can't make you love.
Call and response. Shout outs to the call and response there with between EJ and Lane. Really, really like that. Of course, the guys, that's one of my favorite music techniques. I love it so much. They hit it perfectly here, so it makes me happy from the music nerd standpoint in me. And then, of course, we're getting into Jeff's line, which is, I think, where I really lost it.
Love me if you don't. You can't make your heart.
Very subtle in the background, but building into the harmony from 3 different voices coming in on 3 different eighth note progression. Very nice.
Feel something it won't.
Here in the dark.
What's that last note that Jeff gets to? Again, that sounds like it's in subs. All of his line, I think, was in chest, because Jeff does a good job, even though he's mostly lip syncing in that, or probably is singing regularly, but not necessarily doing like the deep bass stuff. He does a really good job usually of kind of showing when he's going into like these deep bass with the way that he shifts his body or shifts his head or something like that. I think that whole solo is in chest, and then he drops into this really low sub note, which I think it's subharmonics, might be growl. But if you know it, you know it, or you catch it, or if they talked about it in a Patreon post or something, put it in the comments. I'd love to know.
In these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I'll feel the power.
God, his belting is so good, EJ. Shoutouts to EJ. Love it so much.
But you won't know you won't.
Ooh, that was a long push around the range for EJ. I didn't catch that the first time. Well done, sir. Went from these really high rock belts down into this borderline, I guess borderline baritone notes, or he even dipped down into baritone level notes. So really, really nice set of showing off of the range there, EJ. Well done.
'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't, if you don't.
Where does Jeff end there too, guys? Very, very nice. Yeah, like I said, this song hit me in a way that I wasn't expecting, got me very emotional. Apologies for like the 5th time for that, but beautiful, beautiful work from Voice Play. Very happy in a couple of different ways, sad in a couple of different ways to have heard this song, because like I said, it hits me on a very personal level, which is a story for another time. But I appreciate you guys sticking around for that. Thank you for bearing with me while I kind of had to collect myself. Thanks for supporting me. My channel growth has jumped a lot over the last couple of months, and it's been almost, I think, primarily because of my reaction videos. So for those of you that are kind of joining my community as the reaction community, I guess, reaction section of my community, I appreciate you very much. If you're into video games at all, particularly into World of Warcraft, I want to encourage you to go check out those videos. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff as much as I can around Dragonflight as I have time for, as that expansion gets released. But as far as the channel goes, the Gambler from Home Free will go out for the traditional Reaction Sunday stuff. I'll keep an eye out for any new releases, but other than that, we're probably going to hit Ring of Fire from Home Free after that as the next reaction video for the final one in August. So until the next video, I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're listening to great music. Hope you're having fun. I'm going to go clean my face now. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.